G'day guys, Mick here. Just out on my morning walk, trying to get rid of some of this fat gut so that when I am out in the bush, when I go for a bit of a walk, I'm not so exhausted. Plus, if the camera wants to work for you, which doesn't look like it does, you got Tugger Lakes right here to my left, and really, why wouldn't you want to go for a walk and have a look at this beautiful view? I'll try and get down into a bit of better light so you can see it. Still a bit sloppy down here from the rain, but oh, very sloppy down here. There we go. Why wouldn't you want to go for a walk and see views like that? Absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, don't normally do these sorts of videos, but having a bit of a chat with the missus last night, and she's trying to tell me to bugger off, I think. Even this morning, first thing she does is wake up and ask me, so, are you going? She wants me to go camping. So, it's Monday morning. The bush won't be as busy, the campgrounds won't be as busy. So, I think I might pack the car up when I get home. Oh, shut up, dog. Might pack the car up when I get home and go for a drive. I've been thinking Turpentine Campground up in Watagans. Slowly over time I'm wanting to stay at all of them and check it all out, including a few that aren't on the map. So yeah, I think when I get home I might have some brekkie, a couple of painkillers, and then go for a run up into the Watagans and stay Turpentine. Might even take the trailer so I can carry a bit of extra firewood, and who knows, I may do a second night as well. Should be interesting. Again, being a Monday night, it won't be so busy. The crowds from the weekend have gone home, so yeah. I don't know, should be a nice night. Weather's actually looking to be pretty good. It's supposed to be low 20s, which isn't bad for winter. So should be nice. Looks to be bugger all wind, and as you can see from the lake, it's absolute glass at the moment. That's stunning. What you can, little bit you can see behind me, that is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, alrighty, I'll continue my walk, burn off a little bit of fat and try and get myself in shape, like that's going to happen. And I'll see you when I get ready to pack up. I might do a quick run through to show you what I throw in the car before I leave, but see what happens. Alright, see you out there. Alrighty, so it's been decided I'm going camping. A couple of things that I throw in the car, and I don't take all that much when I go camping now. Most of what I take lives in the car, so it's good. I do need to sort out firewood and crap like that, but there are a few things that I need to throw in here. But first and foremost is the mattress, 2 pieces. Flip it around the right way. Couple of pillows always live in the car. And that's my bed ready to go. I've got blankets and that inside, but I don't take a lot with me when I go camping these days. I only take the basics. In my drawers, I've got a single burner gas cooker, a couple of butane cans, saucepan, frying pan, kettle, things like that. This side I've always got some water, milk, soft drinks, a few beers. I do need to slap a couple more beers in there and probably take some water out. And then I'll have some food in there. So most of my utensils, most of what I need to do a night camping is already in the car. The mattress normally sits in the garage. I've got my toilet, which has got to come along. I've got to make sure I've got enough dunny paper. I'll probably grab another roll. And then I just need my blankets and sleeping bags. So to do a basic night camping, everything's here. I've got a chair already down in the side there and all that sort of stuff. Everything I need to cook with, everything I need to start a campfire with, it's already in the car. But yeah, there's a few luxuries that I throw in. So I'll give you a quick run through of what I do here, what I've got. As I throw them in, I'll show you. Alrighty, so this is my basic run. There are a couple of things here I don't normally throw in. I don't normally throw in the shower, but being that I'm doing a couple of days, and I've never actually used this, I thought I'll throw it in and give it a shot. I might be doing a couple of days anyway. And I threw in a towel, just in case I decide I want to have a shower. Some more dunny paper. As mentioned, I've got pretty much a full roll here, but just in case. Goes in here somewhere. Nah, that'll fit there. Never have too much dunny paper. So, yeah, shower, go up the back there, a towel, which I don't normally throw in. Suitcase there has a blanket for me and a sleeping bag, so I double them up if I get a bit cold. This pod I picked up from BCF a while back now. I think I paid $40 for it. They've gone up since then, but it's 2 by 2 meters. Sits beautifully up on top here. It actually sits nice and snug just at the top of the door here, and it comes with suction cup hooks, which I think are friggin' useless, but I hook it to either end of the roof racks with the elastic joiner that comes with them, and it covers the back door of the car quite nicely. Gives me a nice clean area, as you saw it in the last video where I cook and everything else. So for $40 I think that's a great investment. It throws that privacy there if you need it to go to the toilet or whatever, and if you really want to, a couple of tent pegs and tent posts, and you've got your own freestanding structure. So, and then on this side I've got a rug or a mat that sits down just in front of my doors so I can wipe my feet and that before I get into bed of a night. The only other thing that's not in here at the moment is a TV, which I normally have that in here, which I will be throwing in here shortly. The TV, just so that if I want to watch a movie or a couple of 4 driving shows or something like that. I actually really like a lot of the David Attenborough stuff. So I've got a lot of his stuff on there, on flash drives, so I can watch them. So yeah, things like that. So that's pretty much everything that goes in the back, obviously, except for the TV. I'll take you down now and show you what goes in on the second row seats. Okay, so in the behind the driver's seat in the second row there, I've got 30 litres of water. Now you'll remember in the last video, 2 of these actually came from the pines. I've cleaned them out, I've run detergent through them and everything else, flushed them out several times, nice and clean, refilled them. Now I've got extra water. If I am staying the additional night, I normally go through about 10 litres with cooking and cleaning and, you know, putting the fire out and things like that. So having the extra couple there will come in handy for a couple of nights. In here I've got some fire lighters, battery, gas canisters and a little LED light fan if I want it. Don't normally use the fan, but it does help to reduce condensation in the vehicle when I'm sleeping overnight. Toilet and a twin gas cooker. As I said, I do have a single gas cooker already in the car. I like to take the twin one simply so that I can cook multiple things. I'm probably going to do spaghetti bolognese tonight for dinner. So I can do the mince on one side and I can do the pasta on the other side. So otherwise that's basically it, except clothes. Yeah, clothes and food. It's the only thing I haven't put in yet. Everything else this is basically it. So I'll get these into the car and I'll organise some clothes and my food, and then work out what the missus is doing and hit the road. Alrighty, so here I am in the Watagan State Forest. Well, actually it's Onley State Conservation Area at the moment. It's still Forestry Commission, which is good because there's quite a lot of small branches and twigs and that laying on the ground here, so I'm going to pick up a heap of them and throw them in the trailer for firewood. Truck coming down the road by the sound of it. Land Cruiser by the look of it. Oh no, BT50. Anyway, ignoring him. Now there's a cruiser coming in. I've finally purchased myself a decent tyre inflator, a deflator, sorry. So I'm going to give that a shot, see how that goes. Apparently they're a hell of a lot quicker to drop my tyre pressures. So going to do that, drop tyre pressures all the way around. Real nice spot coming in here. It is paved. I've only just turned off the tarmac and I'm only about 10-15 minutes from the campground now, if that. So quite a nice drive, very hilly, windy, quite scenic. It is an area where logging trucks frequent, so just be careful, especially on some of the tight corners, some of the switchbacks, and that just really keep your eyes out to make sure that there's no logging trucks wanting to come around that same corner that you're about to go around. They do tell you to jump on UHF 24 and notify any trucks, which I have done, but I haven't seen any. So, alrighty, time to air down, grab some of these branches and that, throw them in the trailer, and then move on to the next part of the trip. Alright, so I'm down here at the Turpentine Campground. There is one other person camped just up from me, out of sight, not too far away, but at the same time not right on top of me. There's plenty of clearings down here. As I suspected, you know, being a weekday, there won't be many down here. So I'm here, I've got the trailer set up there, ready to load firewood out for fire for a night or two, whatever I decide to do. Car's there, that should be alright for sleeping in. It's not the flattest of campgrounds. There's a couple of nice flat spots. There is another one just over to my left that's really nice, but this one gets a bit more sun, and sun is always an advantage when you've got solar. So yeah, that should be a nice little campground for a couple of nights. There's a walking trail just over there, and there's another one straight down here behind me. That one doesn't seem to go anywhere. There's another one up over that way, so I think I'll be doing a bit of exploring tomorrow. There's actually a really nice little waterfall over there too, which I always love a good waterfall. Alright, so time for me to get everything set up and make this area my home for tonight. And then I'll have a chat to you when I'm done. Okay, so there we go, camp set up. I should be pretty comfortable for the next couple of days if I decide to stay here 2 or 1 or whatever. I did find one little issue. The ground is quite hard and rocky, and therefore it's difficult to get tent pegs in. Not to say that they won't go in. I've got a tent peg in for the awning on that side, but this side didn't want to go in, and neither did for the little pot at the back there. So, well, it's probably pretty relatively well driven by the look of it. There's a clear track coming down, so it's well driven, and it looks like it'll be a pretty popular spot. So yeah, the ground's going to be compacted and hard. Unfortunately, it means that tent pegs are a pain in the bum. Forecast doesn't call for a lot of wind, so I shouldn't have any issues with that. Now, I did bring one other little thing with me this time because I brought the trailer. I brought another item with me, which I'll give you a look at. I actually picked it up from a job I did a while back, and it comes in handy for a day trip or a night on my own. I normally wouldn't worry about it. 2 nights, being the fact that I've got to try and wash dishes and that, comes in handy. I am going to look at trying to work something else out for that situation though. So I'll give you a quick look at it and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's my little camp kitchen. I picked this up a few years back from a clean-up job I was doing. Basically my job was to get rid of everything, and this was one of the things I had to get rid of. So I don't normally bring it with me because it is pretty big, bulky, and it's got a bit of weight to it. But being that I'm going to be here a couple of days, or maybe here a couple of days, I figured I better bring something so I can wash my dishes and stuff like that up properly. It's got a little chest and checkers board on the other side, although I don't have the parts. It's got a little suction cup part there for paper towel, some hooks to hang cutlery and things like that. I normally, when I'm doing a big camp trip, I'll use this to cook on and that as well, but I'm not too fussed about that. I've got my normal cooking station, so... but yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick look at that. if you do happen to come across one of these on Gumtree, by all means grab it. They do come in quite handy, and I've seen a few over recent months. So yeah, alrighty, so that's my little camp kitchen. That's all I wanted to show you. Now I'm gonna get myself sorted out and maybe have something little to eat for lunch and see what I'm gonna do. Alrighty, so I'm just leaving camp for a little bit. Gonna go for a bit of a walk, check out some of the trails that are here. Don't know where any of this stuff goes. According to Google Maps, there's quite a few little walking trails and stuff through here, so plan is to go for a walk and have an explore. Yeah, just basically see what's around. So we'll go for a bit of a wander. This looks like it may be a dead end of a trek. Oh no, maybe not. And I've saved myself some hassles this time. I've actually got the camera bag with me, with all my fucking batteries, and all my memory cards. So if I fill the memory card on either the microphone or the camera, or I kill batteries on either, I can replace them. Okay, this looks like this may not go too much further here, but I'll keep on and see what I see anyway. So this is actually part of a creek bed, so obviously when it rains you get creek flow through here. I can hear water. I'm going to stop recording and concentrate on my footing. Oh, I knew I could hear water. Didn't know where it was coming from. That's quite pretty, that, isn't it? Just a little bit of moss growing on the rocks and everything down there. Nice trickling little stream through here. Doesn't look like there's any actual path through this section. So I might just turn myself around and go back and actually find a proper path, but that's quite pretty. So I came across this little spot here when I was looking for a campground previously. You can see the creek, you can hear the waterfall. If you can hear it through the additional mic, there's a little waterfall down the bottom there. And there's just a bridge across the top of that, so I'm going to follow over that, head over that bridge now. There's a walkway called Abbott's Falls walkway, and I'm thinking that might be what that one is. I'm hoping so. So I was actually considering stopping and doing camp around about here, but decided against that one, decided to try this other spot. So let's go for a walk down here. It's a bit of a steep walk, drops off pretty quick. Little steps over the roots and that, but not too bad. Wouldn't want to do it in thongs or something, it might get a bit slippery, especially in the wet. So here's that little bridge, and here we are at the top of the falls. People have been engraving their names into the top of it, of course. Another little waterfall there. That's cool, I really like this. This is why I come up here. There's so much to look for, so much to find up here. Interesting how obviously this tree here at one point would have been completely upright over the top of all this. And then the creek's just pushed through and worn it out. Made it flip eventually. Well, with help from some wind, of course. You've got this here, and it'd be the same thing. You can't see an awful lot of water running in this section. It's all pretty stagnant. It's a little bit of movement, but not much. And then yet you've got all that water running down there. So it's obviously pushing through from underground. Now you've just got a very slow little trickle just here. And then as it drops off there, it seems to be going a lot faster. So Actually, if you look at the bubbles in the water, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. You should be able to. You look at the bubbles in the water there, you can actually see where it's coming out from under the ground and adding to the flow here. Again, that's quite interesting how it does that. So here we are at the bottom of that little waterfall. I'm hoping you can hear the sound of the waterfall properly. That's really nice down here. There's some ferns and some moss growing up on the rocks over there. There's a bridge over the top. A great place if you're ever out here and you just need some fresh water just to put your fire out or wash up in or something like that. Even drink. This water's probably fresher than a lot of what you get out of your tap. You know, it's places like this, it's ideal. Beautiful, clean, fresh, cold water. And I'm betting it's pretty bloody cold. And you see where the creek follows on along that way. So just up the top here, I believe it's the Pines Campground. There is a vehicle camped up there, so I'm going to head up that way, try not to annoy them, and then try and follow on with the track. So just quickly, I was right. That little walking trail comes out here in the pines. There's only one fella just over there camping. So I have done part of these tracks before. I know I have. Last time I was here, I walked down this one. But I know it goes on a lot further than I saw. So I'm going to try and follow it a bit more today. Okay, now I was asked last time around how difficult it was to get down to that first little waterfall I saw last time I came here. In particular, it was the wife. So just going to go for a quick walk through and show just how difficult the walk is. It gets a little bit steep here. There is a slightly different way. I think it was actually over that way that I came in last time. A little bit easier. This is a bit steeper. Yeah, it was actually that side there that I came in last time. And the waterfall's just here. So I'll just step down here without landing on my butt. Bit of green crap on the rocks here, but it's not overly slippery. So just a matter of cross the rocks. And as I said, there's walking trail all through here. And I haven't explored all of this yet, so I'm going to do a bit more of that today. There's actually multiple layers of this walking trail, obviously. So there's some stairs here. When you come down in that lower section, you'd come down onto that bottom end. So down these few stairs. And there's the waterfall. So this is probably about the hardest spot at the moment with this log. I was here last time. But step over the log. That waterfall's flowing a lot faster today, but we have just had a fair bit of rain, so sort of not surprising really. Again, it's absolutely beautiful. Walking track goes around under this tree, I think it was meant to. But it looks like people have pushed through to the top here. So, turn the camera off again. I'm not going down there today, but it is so bloody gorgeous. There's actually water running over the top today where there wasn't last time. Yeah, turn the camera off and I'm going to keep following. So just trying to remember which way I came along last time. I'm pretty sure I followed this track down here last time around. Looking over there, this looks pretty fresh. So you've got this big one has obviously toppled. It does, there's not a lot of pine needles and stuff like that sitting on top, so that actually looks pretty fresh. It looks like it's in the last week or so. And those leaves down there still look pretty green. So yeah, it's actually taken two. It's taken this little one here too. So I'm pretty sure last time I came through this track was clear, and that was only a couple of weeks ago. So I guess we've had an awful lot of rain lately. We've had some pretty decent winds too, so be interesting to see what Parks and Wildlife and everything do with this, or Forestry Corporation I think it is, actually do with this now, because it's clearly blocking the trail. Quite a lot of really good firewood in amongst there if they wanted to do that. My chainsaw won't get through that, so, but yeah, obviously that's come down. I'm pretty sure I followed this around last time. Alright, continuing on. So I'm right. This is was the walkway that I followed last time, because, well, as you know, if you saw my last video, I came through here. That's a little bridge that was washed out, so it's part of the walking trail I'm on. Not sure what's up here, but I'll have a quick look. Don't know if it'll go too far, but the trail itself is meant to continue over there, so I intend to come back that way. So here we are. I've found my way across the waterfall. I could have just walked straight across here. It's pretty easy, even straight across the ledge there. But there is a sort of very rough track that goes up and around, so I followed that. I'm now over the other side here. I'm not going to film this because I want to stop and get a few photos again, because this absolute beauty in this area. Absolutely love it. Alright, so I've just taken a little detour off the beaten path here. Just spotted this little valley of green rocks. Water from the main waterfall, and that's still flowing down here just gently, trickling through, and then you've got another little culvert, little gully part or creek section that runs through up there. It just trickles down over the rocks here. And then it just follows in through this. The path is sort of just up the top there, you can see the fence. A little bit of a difficult climb, well, not difficult, but steep and a bit slippery. Yeah, a little bit tricky to get down here, but just look at that, that's gorgeous. Alrighty, so this is interesting. I got a bit off track. I went and had a look at this one and thought, nah, this can't be it. Looking at the maps and everything, it doesn't look right. I took a different line, which was a bit more worn, and you know, it looks like more people have gone through it, only to come out at another big clearing. Bloke up there collecting firewood, he's got his permit and all that sort of thing, which you are allowed to do in some areas up here. But yeah, bloody get up there and I'm like, where the hell am I? I actually thought it was German Point Road, but when I looked at the map, I'm way off. So, come back through, and now I'm following this line, which should hopefully take me back around to the pines. According to the maps, this is looking to be the correct trail now, so keep walking. Bloody nice walk though. Oh, I'm following the trail. Always lovely to see something like this. Let's just hope she's she's stable enough. It's not flexing, so bit of balance beam work. Yeah, not too nice to see it all broken down though. Doesn't give you the most confidence in it. Alrighty, keep walking. And here's another little bridge. Again, doesn't give you too much confidence as to its strength when it's missing bits and pieces everywhere. Yeah, I have to say it's not the easiest thing to follow these trails. The signage in that form is not very clear, and there's a lot of trails off to the sides that you actually don't notice. Don't show up on the maps, so I'm trying to follow this particular one because it's on Google Maps, and yeah, it's just a little bit concerning when I go to follow a trail that looks like it's well worn, but isn't the one that I'm supposed to be following. Anyway, I've had a breath over the bridge and away we go. One thing I will say though, so far for this walk, I had a look at the VMS before I left, and the VMS showed absolutely bugger all. So far for this walk, the crap on, if he wants to load for you, crap on Google Maps is actually working better. Well, I'm still getting a bit confused. Google Maps is showing the trail going this way. Oh, hang on, no it doesn't, it shows it going this way. This is why it's always good to have some form of GPS with you, so that if you do happen to get lost, you can try and find your way through. This really don't look like the track. Really don't look like the track. Well, so I turned around thinking that that wasn't the track. Turns out it was the track. Got a bit confused, turned around a bit lost. Now I've ignored Google Maps and I followed a track, and currently I'm heading back toward the pines according to the GPS directions. As to exactly where I am, God knows, but GPS directions say I'm heading toward the pines, so that's a good thing. Whew. Getting a bit buggered. Okay, I found my way out. Well, sort of. I'm in the back of the Pines picnic area. Bloody hell. What a hike. So, yeah. I was trying to work out where the hell I was, but yeah, it turns out this is the Pines picnic area. I know where I am now. There's a trail off to my right that brings me back out, actually where I was camped last time. And there's a trail off to my left, which is quite an easy trail, and it will take me straight into the pines. So, I'm buggered, I need a drink, I'm just going to go the easy trail and walk straight back out that way. Back into the pines, cut through, and get back into my campground, into Turpentine. Wow, that's a friggin' walk. Bloody nice though. Bit concerning when you don't know where you're going, but nice. Might have to do that for my morning walk tomorrow. You know, not at home to do my normal walks, so might have to do that. That's a good exercise. Don't normally puff this much. Here we are, walking down the road back into Turpentine Campground. Tell you what, that was a hike. I'm not used to that. It was absolutely beautiful, picturesque and gorgeous, but that was a heck of a hike. Some nice spots along me. So there's a little bit of a creek or something running maybe over that side. Yeah, that walk, it started off, took me into the Pines campground. Then God knows where, I got turned around a couple of times and had to backtrack and went way off target. Finally found my track again, got back onto it. Ended up in the Pines picnic area. Then, because I knew where I was, I thought I'd take a slight detour that I didn't do last time around because the track was too rough and I wasn't going to drive it. So I took a slight detour and walked that, and that brought me out the back of the Onley HQ campground. And then yeah, I followed the picnic area, I followed the road just a little bit and come back through the turn off there for the Pines. Through, I think it's Old Mill picnic area or something, I'm not too sure what it's called, but it's right where the turn for Casarena and Turpentine campgrounds are. So yeah, now it's just a walk back down here, back to my car, get a nice bloody cold wet drink when I get there. Oh, fuck. It's good to be back. Oh, shit. I have to say, that was a interesting walk. Beautiful, exhausting, interesting. Noticed on my walk back down here, the people that were camped just up from me here, they've actually packed up and left. So, looks like it's just me down here tonight. Way I like it, nice and quiet and peaceful. No one else around. At least I don't have to worry about idiots being noisy all night, unless someone wants to carry on over in the pines, but that's not too close by, so should be pretty good. And it's something like 3:30, 4 o'clock now. So give it an hour or so, maybe half hour, see what happens. About 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'll get this fire going. I'll sit back and chill. Good to have water. Alrighty, so it's a new day. A bit of sun coming up through these trees here to my right, which is good because I've got a little solar panel there to try and capture some. Trying to make the most of it. Last night down here was absolutely brilliant. I actually got a bit hot at one stage in the car. I ended up having to open the window a bit. Then I started getting a bit cold. So I heard a couple of car doors. I don't know if they were somebody slamming them over in the pines, as that's not overly far away, or if it was somebody else pulling up in Turpentine, but did hear a couple of car doors at one point. Otherwise, absolutely beautiful sleep. Woke up to the sound of the currawongs this morning. Plenty of them hanging around here. I can see two in the tree over there at the moment. Turned into a nice little spot, so very happy with that. As for now, I've got the kettle on, trying to boil some water and make myself a coffee, or 3, or 10. Woke myself up and then decide what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to stay again tonight, whether I'm going to go home, or whether I'm even just going to change campgrounds, try something else. But we'll see what happens from after I've had my breakfast. Okay, so it's about lunchtime on Tuesday. I've decided that I'm going to head home. I'm going to pack everything up here. I'm going to throw some of my firewood back into the trailer and take it home. What I didn't burn, because I've got a wood fire barbecue at home, which I also use it for. So yeah, going to pack up, head home. Had a bit of an issue with the car coming in yesterday. I noticed my water was boiling when I pulled over to air down. So a little bit concerned about that. I don't know if it was because I'm towing and I was doing high revs up that hill in a low gear, or what the issue was, but I want to get home and sort of not have to worry about getting home, but sort of get home and then know that I can look at the car and try and work out what's wrong. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it was just the fact that I was in second gear at 4,000 RPM up a hill, towing the trailer. Fingers bloody crossed, I've spent enough in repairs. But anyway, gonna pack up and get my gear together and head home, see the family, give the wife and child big hugs and kisses. That's the only downside about coming out here. As much as I love being out here and it's peaceful, it's quiet, I do miss the family. So, I had a beautiful walk this morning. I'll show some of the photos from that. I actually went down to the little path off to my right here and had a look at the creek. I found one of the little waterfalls near the pines. Basically it took me out into the trails there at the pines. So yeah, followed the creek cut through, found that, and then I followed it all the way back up and came to the other little waterfall that's up over here. Followed that a little bit further. Actually tasted some of the water down there too. Because it's a natural spring, it is crystal clear and it is absolutely delicious. It's probably some of the freshest water you will ever find. Much better than the shit we get from our taps, that's for sure. But anyway, not going to ramble anymore. Enjoy the last few photos, which is from my walk today. As I said, I'm going to pack up, get all my gear together, make sure I leave nothing behind, except footprints and tyre tracks. And I'm taking nothing but memories. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out on the tracks. Alrighty, so as you can see, all my rubbish is gone. I'm packed up and ready to rock and roll. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.